You can tell that I'm the coach for you if you're tired of having those moments where something asks of you to step up your game and you just say to yourself, why bother? Hi, I'm Madeline Hatch. I'm a fitness and nutrition online accountability coach. That is a mouthful, and I've been doing this for like the last 3 years now, and I have helped so many men and women go from telling them excuses to getting themselves to really great shape. This video I really want to talk about talks about or tells you about, accountability. The simple concept of accountability has changed the lives of my clients. Heard of intrinsic motivation versus external validation words, but yes, intrinsic motivation versus extrinsic motivation. Person, you can probably relate to the fact that when you are much younger, I guess a little bit more on the naive side, you could remember the times where you were way more intrinsically motivated to accomplish things. However, as time has gone on, different various occasions have occurred and you have become more extrinsically motivated to accomplish things, whether it's getting into a good college, so you want to be accepted by the college, so you do what they say in order to be validated by them. And now you're doing that in the workplace, where now you are in a 9 to 5 and you work with your coworkers, you work with the stakeholders, you work with your managers, whatever the case may be, but essentially other than the things, goals that you have for yourself, you are basically working for your boss and doing the things that helps them look good to their boss. So it's a lot of extrinsic motivation and validation. Video, I want you to walk away with these 3 things of what will change your mindset about accountability. When people fail and they don't feel like they can rely on themselves to hold themselves accountable to getting to their health goals, any goals really for that matter in any part of your life, and that is where accountability with someone else steps in. I'm very intrinsically motivated. I can really relate to the idea of like being a little girl and just always being super intrinsically motivated to do different things. I've always been a self-starter in that way. Something did shift in me as I became an adult. I would just start to lean towards what was easier rather than like, ooh, I'm really passionate about this one thing and I really want to like go and get it and like complete it and whatever the case is. So that if you have experienced that as well and now you feel like I can't do anything on my own terms, I can't manage to lose weight, I can't, keep up with my homework, I keep procrastinating, all these different things, there is a level of accountability that you probably just need extrinsically. 3 things you feel like help shift your perspective and help get you motivated and you'd like that extra assistance, I will let you know of my offer at the very end. Topic of like, if your discipline is not fantastic and you realize that you are way more extrinsically motivated to accomplish things rather than intrinsically motivated, I just want you to know that like you're perfectly fine, you're perfectly healthy, there's nothing wrong with you. Discipline is not a discipline problem. Wait, and you've been doing this for months and nothing is happening, no changes are being made. It's not really in terms of your effort. Your effort is phenomenal, so you have a little bit of intrinsic motivation and you go along with it and you're, trying to do all the right things, and you just find that after a while, nothing is changing. Self-accountability breaks down at higher experience levels, so meaning that if you've done something for the first time, you have that novelty effect. For instance, if let's just say, for example, I have a client who, before COVID happened, finally lost a good amount of weight. Then COVID happened and he backslided right back to where he was before. There was something that he did that time that he kind of didn't really take full note of. He was just like, oh my gosh, something is working. And he went with it. And then COVID happened and he found himself back into that corner and really had such a hard time getting himself back to like what he called the pre-COVID weight. In my own example, so I finally hire for my 3rd bodybuilding coach, I finally hire a coach and I am being held accountable by her, and she basically, just puts me through a deficit for 4 months, and in that 4 months I dropped 20 pounds. basically get pretty darn stage lean, and that is pretty hard to replicate just on your own. It is much easier to allow someone to have that oversight over what you need to do in order to get to that point again. So now, as I am considering getting back into doing more shows again, it is much harder for me to get back in. I've noticed a lot more resistance because it's kind of like, one, I've been there, done that. Two, the naivety, the novelty kind of has worn off. And the more now that I know how the experience actually goes, the more resistance I actually have to it. The more self-negotiation that comes with it, the more that you know and the more experience that you gain with trying to drop body fat. Loss sort of strategy that you've done before isn't always exactly what you need to be doing right now. It's like finding exactly where you're at right now and what you need to do moving forward is like actually the better way to go about it. Accountability is structure, it's not pressure. So what I mean by that is that once you implement someone who is able to be accountable, hold you accountable to what you would like to achieve, it's a lot like, writing on a board, like, and telling the whole universe, this is the goal that I want to accomplish. However, if you just tell this accountability coach example for myself, you say what you want to accomplish and you commit to it, then it is actually relieving to have that person who doesn't shame you, doesn't harsh you critically as well as you would for yourself. There is a relief because there's a level of objectivity to the situation. You can kind of just trust that you'll be taken care of. And your emotions and your subjectivity to the whole situation, you're just like, ooh, should I try this strategy? Ooh, should I increase my calorie deficit to like this much just so I can get to my results that much faster? It's like taking the rash, harsh, decisions that you would have otherwise made on your own and just having that coach say, how about we stick to the plan of what we've been working with? It seems to be working. I know it's slow. I'm sorry it's too slow, and the best thing that we can do right now is X, Y, and Z. And it kind of just talks some sense back into you and just reassures you that what you're doing right now is the thing that you should be doing, and if you just stuck with it, you will lose the weight. Things in mind. This is why high level people still hire people like myself to hold them accountable to what they want to accomplish, because even though they are high level people, they are still quite vulnerable in a sense to the things that are self-sabotaging or just the things in life that will hinder their progress. So as long as they know that they have someone who is holding them accountable to this goal, then they will stick to it because they want to extrinsically be motivated to accomplish this as well as intrinsically motivated. Like me, not because they're incapable, not because they don't have the skill or the awareness or the strategies or all of the things. It's just simply refuse to do this part on their own anymore. They know what has worked for them. Relying on a coach has just given them that relief, that knowing that they're going to be taken care of, like I said before. And you are thinking about these shifts that I just mentioned, and you are wanting to take some action on the insights that have come up for you in this time, and you'd really like to do something about this, and you wouldn't mind having a conversation with me to see if this could be well worth your time and efforts, and if this is indeed the year that this accountability program suits you and your needs and helps you get to your goals, whether that's dropping body fat, gaining muscle, recomping your body. I kind of work with all three, and so yeah, I will have my coaching link down below to apply, and let's have a conversation and see if this is for you. Work one-to-one with these clients. However, I just have a couple more spots before I'm completely booked, and we'll start considering group coaching. So if you are interested on just working with me one-on-one, then I'd highly recommend to look at the description and apply now. Yeah, and hopefully that was helpful for the rest of you guys. I know working with my own coach for my bodybuilding show and working with coaches ever since has helped me stay super accountable. It helps to have an accountable, partner, and yeah, I wholeheartedly know that if more people implemented a fitness and nutrition accountability coach into what they were doing or lack thereof of what they're not doing already, then I know that so many more people would be more efficient with their time and efforts. You would be in great shape already and be able to show up to your work and be taken more seriously in your job and be able to do a lot more with your work, your family, your hobbies, everything outside your work life. And so I just know wholeheartedly that this is a very impactful thing to have on your side. Curious about my other videos that I've recently made on how to get lean in 2026 and how to, there was another one, something about how your long work day is keeping you stuck or is preventing you from losing body fat. Then watch those two there. See ya. Bye.